Hey, so I just want to say a little disclaimer. This video is not for kids. I swear a lot. I talk about adult topics. So if you have a child, leave now. And if you watch anyways, as I will say in the video, not my problem. Yeah, enjoy the video. Testing, hello. Hi everybody, it's I, Bluey or Willy, I don't care. And welcome back to another episode of Random Things. I know it might have been a while, but I have some bits in the making. But this is another rant video. Yeah, because people like it when I rant. Um, well, so Nitrolord has just uploaded a video. If you know my channel, I talked about him once in the past. I just vented about the entire Nitrolord situation, but he's back. That's right, guys, he's returned. And I just watched this video like 10 minutes ago. Although to be fair, I was kind of distracted. I was playing Roblox while watching the video, so might have missed some stuff. And I got to say, I mean, he brought up a pretty valid point that, and I'm not gonna be the first to say it, but this is definitely something that isn't said that often. But the furry fandom, it is quite sexual in nature. Yeah, I said it. And that's kind of what happens when you have a fandom made up of mostly young adult men. Like, it's kind of inevitable. Like, have you seen our society? It's to be expected, honestly. So, but then you're probably like, wait, but furries say that the sexual part isn't a big part of the fandom. I mean, it kind of is in a way, but it's not. I'll explain. It's not really. It is a part of the fandom, yes, but it's not the only part. That's not what furries are mainly in it for, I think. At least for me. For me, I'm in the furry fandom because it's a good and easy way to make friends. Find people with similar interests and to be able to just chill, go to conventions, have, make friends, have a good time. That's really what the fandom is about to me. To some, yeah, it may be about the sex. I know a lot of furries, we consume furry porn. That's quite normal. But that's just because we have preference. It's really just a preference. And if you think that's weird, then yeah, fair enough. I mean, to each their own, am I right? Ah, but damn, I watched this video and I gotta say, I don't really have much left to say, honestly. I think it's a situation that shouldn't be that we shouldn't comment on immediately. We should let it progress and see what happens next. Okay, now I do want to talk about something though. That Nitrolord mentioned that he does not support furries on Roblox because Roblox has a kid audience. Yeah, that is an understandable point. But there is something I want to say though. Kids are everywhere on the internet. It doesn't matter how hard you try to keep them out, they will wiggle their way in to every sector of the internet. Every little, you know, like I can probably go onto like OnlyFans or something, and I'll probably find kids on there somehow. They exist. Don't deny it. You know it's true. Our internet safeguards for adult websites are not impenetrable. Kids can sneak their way in there, and you know it. It doesn't matter how hard they try, it doesn't matter how hard you try, they'll get in somehow. And that's it. And that's honestly the thing. Instead of like, give me a minute to try and phrase this. This is all off the top of my head. This is not scripted. I need a minute to think. Not to mention, I'm quite literally hot-headed. This fursuit is hot. I need a minute to think. Also, I changed the background again. I think I'm gonna make this a tradition. Every video will have a different background. And I really like this chair. I rarely actually sit on my chair. I mostly sit on my bed. So being on this chair is a change for once. I can swivel around. Like, what I want to say is that instead of like banning furries off Roblox or something, what should be banned instead is the sexual stuff. And maybe perhaps make it so that servers are divided based on things like age. Because like servers, they don't really like some games have matchmaking, but it's based on in-game experience, not on the account age or like the age of the user. You know, so like perhaps there should be more nuanced and more, how should I put this, specialized, advanced, whatever, like ways of trying to separate the gap. Or maybe better yet, they could just make it so that Roblox is only for people 18 and above. I mean, like, they've already got that drinking game on tap. I'm sure you know about that. You definitely know about that. If you've been on Roblox, you know what's on tap. The drinking game. Like, Roblox, they have. I remember once they actually experimented with swearing. I'm not sure if that's still a thing. Like, there was a point in time where they actually allowed games to have an 18 plus rating where you could curse. You could say things like and shit in there and ass. And I'm quite sure now accounts that are 17, like 16 or 17 and above, they can say the word piss. Like I remember seeing multiple times people saying piss or like piss off, or going to take a piss. I remember saying it as well. It's something that's allowed on Roblox. Honestly, I don't really know where I'm getting out of this. I'm just ranting. I'm just saying what I'm thinking of saying. But honestly, all things considered, I read Nitrolord's official apology for the baby first stuff, and I mean, like, I'm inclined to believe him. But all things considered, I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sit and wait and just wait to see what happens. Oh, hang on, I need to take a breath. Oh, oh, I do not talk this much continuously in fursuit. I'm not used to it. Fuck. Not to mention, I'm a little bit sick right now. I have a bit of a cough, but I'm fine though. It's fine. Yeah. I don't know. The issue about child safety on online platforms like Roblox, which are all ages, is a very difficult one to solve and address. Because you're going to piss someone off no matter how you put it. Hang on. My nose itches. Oh, okay. That feels better. Yeah, it's a very nuanced problem, very difficult to solve. It's really hard to solve. And like, especially for corporations, because they wouldn't spend a penny to solve this problem. They would rather die than spend a single cent, a dime, on better child protection, because it's Roblox. Like, everybody out there knows that David Bazuki and the Roblox Corporation, not good people, very greedy, scummy businessmen. So yeah, kind of screwed on that front. Yeah, I don't know. Like, honestly, I think that furries should be allowed on Roblox because, well, fundamentally, I personally would say that most furries have self-control. Like, I know a lot of furries in real life. Shocker. Yeah, I know. That's so surprising. And I would like to say we definitely have self-control when it comes to online stuff. Most of us, at least. We know to make our NSFW accounts private. We talk about adult stuff only amongst adults, or like in the case of me, like with my friends. We don't go around, like flashing people in public, right? We don't go around posting our schlongs onto our public Twitter accounts or stuff like that. We don't do that because, well, I know it's a concept very hard to grasp, but adults do in fact have adult interests. I think that's something that a lot of people forget. You know, I can bet, I will bet my entire life savings that at least like 90% of the adults on this planet consume pornography in some way, in some shape or form. You know, I'm quite sure a lot of adults, they like masturbate, they have sex, you know, they get horny. Why? Because that's a biological thing. It's in most human beings do that, right? And not just adults as well. You know, the moment that you reach puberty, that's when your hormones starts to like fire up. You know, that's when you get things like a sex drive. So I guess the matter that people actually care about is protecting younger people from being exposed to this content at an early age and being exploited by it. That is the issue. That's the actual issue. My nose itches again. Hang on. Oh, and the back of my head itches too. I have a lot of long hair. I have very long hair, and it sticks up my balaclava. Fursuiting is quite difficult for a guy with long hair. I'll be real. Yeah. So I guess the question is, how do we solve that on Roblox? Well, personally, I think what Roblox needs to do is to honestly just segregate, like segregate servers, so that only like a kids section and an adults section. They can still play the same games, you know. The 20-year-old guy can still play the strongest battlegrounds, right? But it will be in a server full of other adults. There won't be mixed age groups within servers. Well, yeah, it may not solve the problems instantly. There's still other means of them coming into contact, like say Discord. But as Roblox has stated before, not their problem. And also, I think that what we need are small steps. Small steps are the foundation to big leaps of progress. That's something I like to say. You can't make a big leap without a small step. You know, like it's like Neil Armstrong said, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. You know? I hope you catch my drift here, fellas. To the one person watching this video, I hope you catch my drift. Yeah. I don't know. This turned from a rant about a Nitrolord video into a rant about kids safety and furries online on Roblox. That's crazy. Alright, there's something else I want to talk about. The Nitrolord has started a new channel that is specifically furry related. Not even Roblox anymore. Just furry. And honestly, I think that's a much better path for him. I think it's better if he does a furry, he fully orients his content towards furries. Wait. Oh, sorry, I ate a nice. I'm sorry. This is very impromptu, okay? I literally watched the video 10 minutes ago. Let me do my bit. Right, now my forehead itches. Hang on. Ah, oh my god. Alright, yeah, so there was something else he said. I want to talk about it. I don't remember though. Damn it. What did he say? Nom, 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 nom. Damn it, I forgot. Oh, I remember now. Yes. He talked about how it's not really the content creator's fault that kids are watching their content, like they are watching adult content. It's more of the parents' fault that they're allowing it in the first place. Okay, cause like here's the thing. YouTube is a site for all ages. It is not a kids site. That is not YouTube. YouTube Kids is a kids site. YouTube is a site for all ages. for all, and I'm not saying it's meant to be a PG, like it's not meant to be like a fucking like all ages movie, you know, with no swearing, no violence. No, it's a site that can cater to all audiences, specific audiences, is what I mean. Like there are parts of YouTube for teenagers, there are parts for adults, there are parts for kids, there are parts for all ages combined. You know, like there's on YouTube you can find shows like Has Been Hotel with sex jokes, swearing, gore, right? That is not all ages, but it's on YouTube. So tell me, like, if your kid is on YouTube and sees Has Been Hotel and is traumatized, whose fault really is that? The creator's fault or your fault for not setting age restrictions onto your child's YouTube account and letting him go willy-nilly here, there, and everywhere, seeing all of the crap that he shouldn't be seeing? That is honestly something that people should consider more. Right? Like, if let's put another example. Let's say that you're watching a TV. You know how cable networks back then would have adult segments at late at night, so that all the kids are the adults can stay late at night awake and watch adult shows. If you left the TV on while those adult segments were playing and allowed your kid exit his room and watch that TV, whose fault is that? Your fault or the TV network's fault? That's like the same concept, fundamentally at least. Well, yes, the internet distribution sites like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they do have roles to play. Like for example, setting things like age restrictions and making sure that certain content is blocked to accounts registered to a lower age. If the child still manages to like use, like say he opens up the laptop and uses daddy's account to see like I don't know some gory horror movie, that's not really their fault. It's the parents' fault. I'm not. Am I blaming parents? Yes, I am. Plain and simple. I am blaming parents because I think it doesn't have to be said that parenting nowadays is a mixed bag. We have some god awful parents out there who don't let their kid who give their child the iPad and let them go wild with it. That doesn't have to be said. Look at what we have right now on the internet. Look at what kids are consuming. Right? Think about it. Just think about it for a second. So honestly, I think that it's a good thing that Nitrolord is steering away from Roblox content to more general furry content. Because one, I think it will cater to a more appropriate audience. And two, I think it will definitely help as a whole in this relates to the first point. It caters to a more appropriate audience and will therefore help to safeguard children better. And if the kids do stumble upon their content and click, well, that's the parents' fault for allowing them to use normal YouTube and not YouTube Kids. YouTube Kids exists for a reason. Alright? YouTube Kids exists for a reason. Please, if you have children, don't give them normal YouTube. Give them YouTube Kids. So that way, they won't be exposed to all of the bad stuff. Oh, I have to take my medication. This cough is killing me. Yeah, honestly, I don't really have much left to say. That's really about it. I guess I could give some channel updates. I am working on a longer form video on emergency response Liberty County. It will be really high effort. There will be editing, there will be a script and all of that nice stuff that people like. So yeah, you just give me, I don't know, a month maybe. I need a lot of free time to do it because I have to gather footage and I don't really have a lot of time nowadays to play Roblox. So yeah, I don't know. This was a very disorganized rant video. Well, I guess that's kind of the point. Anyways, I guess that's all for today. I'm Glooby or whatever. I don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah, and just thank you for watching. Hit the like, subscribe, whatever, and I'll see y'all when I do. Bye.